So, okay, now we will start the third topic. Third topic, it's a relief displacement. Okay, it's called a relief displacement. What is relief displacement in a photograph? What is relief displacement in a photograph? See, if the ground terrain is like so, otherwise I will use different color. You can take it is a ground we captured. In the ground, every point has different elevations. Like this elevation. Just see. So if you now observe, if you take in a photograph some, it's a plane like it's a photograph. Okay, it's a photograph. It's a photograph. See, now you can observe it. This I can call it as optical axis. It's the optical axis. You just observe it. It's a ground. It has a ground. Its elevation is something. That is the ground. I think you can call it as this is a ground plane. It pan. See, one object is there. Not an object. Object is like a building. Object is like a building. So building has a bottom point and a top point. Both points are there. Na? If you take and capture a photograph, see what will happen is see the top point and bottom point also will capture on the photograph because these are small. See now you can observe this is the same element. One is the element. What's the building? One building is there. If you observe it, one thing you can observe it. The top point is also captured on the point photograph and bottom point is also captured on the photograph. But top point and bottom point, a building is there. See, a building is there. Building top point, bottom point and placed are locating in the same point. One point. But if you capture a photograph, the top point and bottom point both are captured in the photograph. But the top point locating here and bottom point locating here because of the projection, bottom point and top point both has a projection on the photograph, but in reality both top point bottom point is exactly placed on the only one point. But which one is correct? So if you see that is observe it, the displacement of the object on the photograph due to the elevation is called relief displacement. So okay, now we can observe it. Displacement of object on photograph due to its elevation is called relief displacement. Just a relief. So if height is increasing, the relief displacement is increasing. So how much it is displaced? So that is the relief displacement. See, that is the relief displacement. How much it is the relief displacement? From one axis we can call it as C. One axis you can take it as a like this line and this line. So small difference. This is the relief displacement. So exactly if you see here, maybe bottom is so top locating here as the bottom is locating. So this displacement is called relief displacement. This displacement is called relief displacement. Or observe it. So some points, not only this, here also if you take something is the ground is there, some ground elevation. If you observe it, it's captured here. You can take it's like very small displacement, very small relief displacement is captured. If you capture a photograph, the top and bottom also captured on the photograph, but see, if you just see, observe it, if it is there, just imagine just why it is taken happening is, if it is observed, the rays are like coming something. Okay, I will give you clarity. The rays are coming like, see the projection will come, projection also will meet bottom. Are understood? So that's why both have different place. Small relief displacement on exactly photograph we won't take it as a negative plane, we can take it as a positive plane because the same focal distance na, it's exactly focal distance, we can take it. So that's why we can directly imagine our exact photograph on positive plane. There is no positive plane, we said already. So okay, we have negative plane, we image is formed on the negative plane, we later convert into the positive image, but we will take before the focal length. On some plane is assumed exactly same focal distance, that's why we can exactly inferring the photograph on that plane. Okay, so see, the projection will come like this, that's why top and bottom also has a different locations on the photograph. So what is that relief displacement? So they, if you know the relief displacement, then only you can have an idea of exactly the elevations of point. You can find out the elevation, this height, using the relief displacement. Based on the relief displacement, you can find out the height of that object. Understood? So that's it, that's the one thing. Okay, that's the one thing I want to say it. So now you can find out the relief displacement. Okay, so I will give the proof. So some objective, some telephonic tower is there, telephone towers or electricity towers is there. If you see, it is a ground, it is a hedge. If it is taken a hedge, so it has a height of small hedge, so projection, if you see, this is a, I said it's a projection point, so principal point, so it has a projection, and bottom has also projection. Understood? Bottom has also projection. Okay, so what is the relief displacement exactly? So relief displacement is, see, it is a negative plane, it is a negative plane, it is a focal distance, that's the focal point, it's a O. In, if you take in reality, it is exactly here, it is a negative, we can imagine in front of the focal point. Okay, so this is negative in reality. See, what is relief displacement? We can assume some values, like it is a distance of r. So I can write like this point is k, this point is, I said it's a bottom a naught, top a, right? So this is k, this is photograph a naught, this is a. So relief displacement is this. Okay, so now I will write as this distance is r naught, this distance is r. So what is relief displacement? Relief displacement is, just observe it, relief displacement is r minus r naught. That's it, na? R minus r naught. This is a relief displacement. A photograph, in a photograph, same objective has only one coordinate, but it shows different coordinates. It will project two different points. So why it is? Because it has some elevation. That's why the top and bottom point also has a projection on a photograph. So what is the relief displacement? Okay, that's the question. So now we have to find out the what is r and what is r naught. So can you capture? So easily captured here, easily captured, because we already seen it. So based on the scale of the photograph, now you can observe it, easily observe it. See, this is a o. See, o k a naught is a triangle o. So I will write out this is also k naught, o k naught and a naught. This is also a triangle. This is also triangle, similar triangles. We find out the scale. So we already find out the scale. What is the scale? Scale is f by h minus h, or f by h. If you taken this, so ok naught, say h, this is f. Otherwise similar triangles, just check it. No need to remember the scales. So if it is, this is r naught, this is r. Okay, are observed? So now it is a f, it is f, it is total is h. Can you easily calculate it? Can you easily calculate what is r naught? What is r naught? So f by h is equal to the r naught by r. Similar triangles, na? Similar triangles. F by h equal to r naught by r. That's it. Exactly. If you otherwise remember it, it's the scale. So based on that, r naught you can write as r naught you can write r f by h. That's the one thing. So same thing you can write down the similar triangles on o k. This is you can find out this triangle. Now you can try to find out this triangle. This is a, this is, you can call it as some, you can k dash. This is a. Same, this is f. This is what? This height is what? H minus h. This is small height, na? Height. So same, based on the similar triangles, this is r. Okay, this is, you can same, it is capital R. See, this is also capital R. So observe it, same similar triangles. So now you can observe it. So write down the same similar triangle principle. Now you can observe it. How can you write it? F by capital H minus small h divided by r divided by r. That's it, no? Same similar triangles. If you observe it, this is a k dash. This is a scale. How much in the photograph distance divided by ground distance? What is scale? F by h small, f by capital H, or f by capital H minus small h. We already discussed scale. No need to write down again this similar triangles. It's a scale representation. What is r? What is r dash based on the ground? You can easily say it. So okay. Now we can say r is equal to r f by h minus h. That's it, na? That's it. So what is the relief displacement? So relief displacement is r minus r naught. So that is the relief displacement, na? Relief displacement is r minus r naught. So can you calculate? So r f by h minus c. Sorry, I read opposite. R is f by h minus h minus r f by h. So you can write is r h minus h. So hf h minus h into f. So can you calculate? Can you minus it? So if you do it minus r hf cancel. So cancel hf fh is remaining. Fh divided by h minus h and h. That is the relief displacement. You can call it as a d. That is the relief displacement. Okay, that is the relief displacement. You can call it as relief displacement. That's it. So and also you can observe it. You can observe it. This r is a ground distance, na? This r is a ground height, ground distance. So why don't, if you just we have to take and captures of the photographs. So within the photographs we can derive the any formulas. No need to put some integer, some extra value from the ground. Everything has we have in a photographs only, na? So but this r is in ground distance. So why don't you put this ground variable in this formula? So we will reduce this formula into a everything values in terms of the photographic image. This value is in the ground, na? This r is the ground. So we can convert it. We can reduce it. How can you reduce it? See. How can you reduce? See, one thing you can observe it. Based on that, see what is r? R you can write as h r naught by f. Can you write it? So same thing here also. R you can write down r h minus f divided by f. You can write down because this r naught is on the photograph. We can directly take in the values on the photograph. So no need to put r, capital R, because this is the ground distance, ground parameter. So we will remove it and we will replace this capital R for these values. So can you understand? So replace it. Can you replace it? This value is replace it. R h minus h of h divided by f h minus h into h. Okay, I replace this value. So now you can convert it. R h by h. That's it. That is the relief displacement. So this value r we know, height we know, h we know. Otherwise the relief displacement we know it because based on the seeing on the picture or to locating on the picture. So if you observe the picture, we will get directly relief displacement based on this just measurements, linear measurements. Based on that relief displacement, we can capture the height of that object. That's it. That is the question. That is our objective. Based on the relief displacement, we can see the picture. We can easily observe what is the relief displacement between this top and bottom. Based on that relief displacement, we can identify the height of the object. Understood? That's my question. Based on this r, otherwise relief displacement, you can put this value. You can put this value. You will get it r naught h by small. Okay. These are the relief displacement. If you know r or r naught, any one you can taken from picture and relief displacement you can observe it. Based on that, this is the flight height. This we can call it as a flight height. Based on that, you can easily identify the height of that object. Get it now? Get it. That's the question. So now you can observe it. What we observed from this topic. Relief displacement increases with the increase of the distance from the principal point. So now you can see relief displacement is increases with the increase of the distance from the principal point. If you observe it, the distance from the principal point is what? This is r. This is the principal point, na? This is the principal point. This is the principal axis, optical axis. The relief displacement is increasing with the increase of the distance from the principal point. If this r value is increasing, automatically r value increasing, d is increasing, na? D is increasing. The relief displacement is increases with the increase of the distance from the principal point. That is the one thing. So how it is effective? See one thing, observe it. The image is the objective is locating from this distance. Otherwise, if the object is somewhere here, same height, the objective is here, the r value must be very small. Are understood? But the height is same. Are understood? Height is same. If something is here like this, if you observe it, I will write now. Now you can observe it. How small it is. How small it is. The relief displacement is same height, same objective. But the relief displacement is increasing, decreasing, not with respect to the height of that objective, but the point, the principal, the objective is locating how much distance from the principal point or how much distance from the optical axis. Understood? That's my intention. Okay, that's the first question, intention, first intention. So increases, otherwise decreases, you can put decreases. No need to write again and again. These are the best. Stupidity. Okay, so same thing, next parameter you can take it is the relief displacement decreases with the increase of flying height. Increase of the flying height. Flying height. See, flying height h. So flying height h. If you observe the points from h, otherwise if you taken flight height is increasing somewhere. If you put it like this, you can capture. See, if you capture like this, the flying distance is small. Compare with this point. So I didn't write exactly. Give this. I didn't exactly give the details because I am poor in drawing. So okay, that's the meaning. Are observed? That is the meaning. That's the meaning. Otherwise, see, this value is compulsory decreasing because height is increasing. The relief displacement is decreasing. Same objective, same location. The height of the flying height is increasing. The relief displacement is decreasing because see, h is in bottom. So based on that, we can say one good line. Sir, what is that line? If your flying height is low, we can capture the relief displacement based on the relief displacement. The relief displacement is high. Understood? So if flying height is low, the relief displacement is high. So one thing you can observe, at certain level, you can capture the photographs. You can identify the top and bottom of the same objective on the photograph. If the height is increasing, the bottom and top points are nearly may coincide, because if the height is increasing, the top and bottom point, so relief displacement is decreasing, decreasing. Certain height, it's both are joining. Almost we can't identify the relief displacement. So that's why in the satellite images, if you see the satellite images, you can't identify the top and bottom points and elevation heights. So based on the satellite images, you can't identify exactly what is the elevations of the objectives. But at certain low height, you can identify the height of the objective also. If you take in a photographs, satellite images they're just showing these are location of the building, tower, just points, because height, top and bottom points are mostly colliding. There is no relief displacement on the photograph if the flying height is increasing. Okay, so that's it. That's the one thing you can observe. Okay, so and also if you have taken photograph very low, we can directly so we can clearly observe the height of the objectives of very small buildings also, you can ask. But if you taken the photographs very low height, you can't get the details. The number of photographs required is very high and the analyzation process is too hectic. You can't. Okay, so if you want very good images of very large area, the money consumption or analytical capacity, demantalization, decombined photographs, it's too hectic. That's why we maintain certain flying height. We can identify the relief displacement okay wise, not very good, not very low. So that's a basic idea of flying height. Okay, that's one thing. So next, so the height of the object can be determined by relief displacement. So we already said same thing. The height of the object can be determined by the relief displacement. Can you do? Exactly, we can find out the height. So what is height? So height is h minus h by t, t multiply with d divided by r naught. So here also height is equal to h t by r. Okay, h d by r. Can you find out? Exactly, find out. Relief displacement, you can find out the height. Height. So okay, height of the object. So that's it. Those are the things you can call it as identified. So now you can see some photographs. Maybe I can't draw better diagrams, but I will show. Okay, see, relief displacement. So it's a it's a naught. It's a datum line, you can call it as a datum. So elevations, so relief is there, a naught. Okay, relief displacement. So derivations, very simple. See one thing, ca naught, so or it's a or. Okay, so or proof, there is no proof, very small proof. So okay, so again these are the proofs, they just convert it. So C or so D will come, otherwise D will come. Okay, parameters, just change the parameters and characteristics. Okay, the third point is okay. If you see one thing, you can observe it. The relief displacement of the point on the ground which is above the datum is positive. We saw the proof. Whereas the points below the datum, it will come negative. R minus R naught, R naught minus R. Right to left, left to right. So below the datum, if any points are the below the datum, it's left to right, right to left. We can take it as a negative. But okay, that's it. So those are the characteristics. Now we will see some problems. Very small, very small problems. Okay, there's no problems here, just objective questions. A vertical photograph of a chimney was taken from an elevation of 500 meters above the datum. It's a flying height. The relief displacement was measured as 62.40 mm on the photograph. Okay, relief displacement and the radial distance of the image of the top of the chimney from the photo center was 1 for 15 mm. If the elevation of the base of the chimney was 250 meters, determine the height. Determine the height of the chimney. Determine the height of the chimney. See, so what he said? Flying height 500. So radial distance top. Top means what he did? So he gave R. Understood? He gave R. Top means he gave R. We write two formulas, R H H R naught. It's a bottom, R naught is a bottom, R is a height. Okay, see, height he given. So what is H? H is D. So what is H? H is what? H you can call it dH by R. That's it, no? dH by R. That's it. dH by R. So see, what is D? What is D? Relief displacement is what? Relief displacement is 52.4. So what is R? R is 114.5. So what is H? So flying height is what? Flying height is 500 meters. But what you think is, what do you think? The elevation of the base also. Elevation of the base of the chimney. That means what he said is, it's a chimney, but the elevation, this elevation is some ground. It's the datum is this. He said that this is 500 he gave. This is the bottom of the chimney is, he said that it's a 250. But we derive the proof up to this, na? Up to this we taken this derivation. Understood? We derive the proof. See, we derive the proof. This is H. But he said that the elevation of the base of the chimney also he gave. What is that give? It's a 250 meters. So what is this value? 500 minus 250. Understood? That's it now. So he said that, once again see the problem line. If the elevation of the base of the chimney is 250 meters, elevation. So elevation also we can take it as a top, or depression we can take as bottom, down. So now what is H? H is not a 500, it's a 500 minus 250. So that's it. What is this value? This value is 155 meters. That's it. So height of the chimney is 135.18. That's it. That's it. That's why we can find out the heights of the objective. Third dimension also we can capture. Understood? That's it. Remaining problems very simple. Everything are there. Everything in the there is a problem. You can find out the relief displacement, height of the objectives, everything. So 3-4 are parameters are there. They will give 2 parameters, ask another parameter. That's it. That's the questions. One thing I want to show you, like this is extra case, because the elevation of the base of the chimney is also there. That's why we taken it. That's it. No? That's it. The vertical photographs. That's it. So if you enter into a tilt photograph, so tilt photograph, you can see the optical axis is It's not an exact this. Optical axis is, it will come like this. Photographic picture, it will come like this. Okay, this is a, this area photo will capture. Otherwise, if you take a vertical photograph, maybe this is the area. This is a vertical photograph captured. This is a tilted photograph captured. Are understood? So tilted photograph. So if you analyze the tilted photograph, the derivations and pictorial representation you can't imagine or you can't understand. So and also if you go to the syllabus, they just said that in only one tilt displacement is given. So it is a relief displacement. Na? Relief displacement, like if a photograph is small tilted, how it is deviate from original photograph to the tilted photograph. Just one thing he gave it. But if you want to that topic, you need to understand what is the tilt photograph, tilting angle, so how the what we see na? So what is the scale of the tilted photographs, how the parameters will change. So everything is required. But if you see the syllabus, they didn't mention. And also I want to share with you, but it's required more analytical capacity to understand the diagrams. I can't draw the diagrams, and also the diagrams available in the textbook also you can't imagine. You can't imagine. So no need to no need to discuss it, but I will say one thing. So what we discuss in the what they asked in the syllabus book, tilt displacement, we will discuss that in later part. Some other time we will discuss only that part. So tilt, if something is tilt happening 3 degrees, 4 degrees, 10 degrees, something, anything, tilt and oblique photographs, you required more analytical capacity. Positive image, negative image, what is vertical axis, another axis, everything is clubbed together. The pictorial representation is very so tiddy or very clumsy. So you can't exactly look into the picture, you can't identify this, that. Okay, you can't identify the exact meaning. So I will remove the topic. Okay, that's it. That's the one thing. But what they said in test syllabus book, we will discuss. We will discuss that topic only, particular that topic. Okay, so that's one thing. So next topic is stereo vision. Stereo vision. So what is a stereo vision? What is a stereo vision? I will just give an idea. So if you observe it, just observe it. Some points, one point is there, another point is somewhere here. So it has a depth perception is there, the distance between. So if you observe this point from here, here, so you can just see, imagine, you just see that line. Otherwise, just see that line. From this point, you observe this point, you feel it is, this point is in the right side, see, left side of left side. But same thing, if you observe from this point, if you observe this point, you feel that this point is in right side. So sir, the location is same, exactly the same now, but if you observe it, the imagination depth perceptive is changing. So this is some delta. You may think that the depth of these 2 points is altered when you observe from this location to this location. When you observe this location, you something may imagine or getting the depth between these 2 points is different. And if you observe from this point, you may get in different. So you feel this one is something somewhere here also. From you observe it somewhere, you get like this also. Sir, how can you say like this? We can't. So just took one small example. You have 2 eyes now, 2 eyes. So just see any objective in your room present just now, just now, see any 2 objectives in front of you, and later if you just close one eye, and observe it, the the later part, the later objective, you may feel that it shift from one side, and you just close that eye and open another eye. If you now look at the placement of this point, the placement of this objective is shifting from left to right. Or observe it, just observe it in front of you, any room, any location, anything. Just observe both eyes. Okay, you will get the clear picture. Now you close one eye and see and again that objective, and you feel that the later objective, that back side besides objective, is shifting from that original place to some other place. Later you can close that eye and open another eye, so you can shift that place to right side, left side. Can you observe it? Right side and left side. That is called parallax error. The same word you will hear in a theodolite also. To adjust the parallax error, to project some other point and clear picture, you will get something is theodolite we can get. So that is the stereo vision. So now you can observe it. If you taken the projections of one point from one location gives the wrong answers, or depth perception is very not good. So you have to take in the object projections of one point from two locations side by side. Then only you will get the clear picture of that object. Then only you will get the clear depth perception, 3 dimensions. So now I said that up to now we just did the two dimensional parameters, x coordinate and y coordinates. We determine the from photographs. Now we will incorporated or entered into the digital image. So what we will do based on the photographs, we have to imagine the everything on the ground in the 3 dimensional view, x, y and z coordinate also. So depth perception, so you have to find out the z coordinates of every points. Every point means what? Relative to others, na? Relative to others. So if you take in one projection, one point, if you take in one side projections, the third projection may altered. So you have to exactly projected one point from two distance places. Then only you will get the clear depth of that object, or distance, height or elevation difference of the two objectives, or the relative positions of the those 2 points. You will get only when a stereoscopic vision. That means this is called stereoscopic vision. Our eyes are stereoscopic vision. So exactly, if you get the stereoscopic vision, only you will get the depth perception. If you see only one eye, you may feel that some has depth, but it is not exact. It's not an exact. Are understood? You can easily understood. So see two objectives one by one eye open, one eye close. You will get the idea. That is called stereoscopic, and stereoscopic lenses also there. So camera this type of cameras are there. So you will look into the both microscopics to see one object, then only will get exactly depth perception. This type of handmade cameras are there. Okay, so without our eyes has exactly stereoscopic vision. That's why we have two eyes. By natural genetic process we get the two eyes. Every animal has two. Then only we can capture the exactly depth perspective, visionary 3 dimensional view of the objectives. If you have only one projection, you can't get exactly the depth perspective. Exactly, you may feel. So GSC, if you just close one eye and you can walk through, and you will feel that everything is clumsy, because exact reality is somewhere different. Understood? This is called parallax error. How to rectify the parallax error? How to rectify this parallax error? Sir, how can we get this type of two different lenses I have to use this and to capture one photo? No. Something is happening. 1 minute. Something is. Two minutes. So now what we will do, so based on that stereo lenses we can't take photographs, that's not a solution. What they think is the solution is, we take the photographs, like, see, I will show you. So what they decide is, take the photographs, like how can I like it, if it is something, this is the area, if it is the area, they take the photograph of, what happened, screen, okay, now okay. So what they decide is, take the flight and capture a photograph of here, and later again take the photograph of this area, take the photograph of again this area, again take the photograph of this area. Now we can observe it, the same area, something, this is the area, we take the photograph from here, we take the photograph from here, or observe, then when only happen, it's only overlapping of photographs, then only happened, then we can get the stereo vision. We didn't use two lenses at a time, but we taken the photograph of that area, two different locations. We taken the two different locations, one location, one time here, one time here, based on the, see, or observed, one saying same, observe it. So the photograph once I captured like this, so second time I captured like this. One time is right perception, one time is left perception. Are understood? Once again, see, this is one time, this is second time, this is one time left perception, one time right perception. Same. It's similarity, na? Similarity. One time get right perception, one time left. One time positive, one time negative, like this. So the same area getting two different photographs, one side is left on, second time is right. That is called overlapping. We required overlapping of the photographs. So based on that left image and the right image of the same area, we can overlap it, and we can feel the depth exactly. So that is in digital image processing. If you just taken one picture and another picture of another area, you can't identify the relative depth of the objectives or relative displacement of the objectives in direct vision. You can't see. So sir, why can't you see, sir? Just we have a images and we can calculate. You can calculate it based on the previous formulas. But it's a digital image processing. Are understood? Now there is no chance to calculate everything. Digital image processing, based on the digital image processing, you can directly see the image of 3-dimensional. So how it's the image is processing? The image is processing. We have to incorporate some incorporated some language. How we will write down the language? So we have to analyze. This is a stereoscopic projection. One time we can take a right side image, and second time is a left image. We can now, it's a exactly the stereo vision. It's exactly a stereo vision. So based on that stereo vision, we can take the stereo vision is the same area. We can observe from right location, left location, the same. That is the same image. We can incorporate those two images, and we can get the depth perception exactly. Directly we can incorporate this into the some code language or some analytical some mathematics. We don't discuss anything. That is a advanced how the mathematics, some matrices also there, code language, how to write down this language to software. If you incorporated this into this long ways, then we can directly get the digital image. Depth perceptive, exactly, depth perceptive. That is called stereo vision. For the stereo vision, we required overlapping. I understood what is a stereo vision, why is requiring a stereo vision, what is a parallax error, okay, what is a parallax error, everything. So that's why you required a overlapping of the images, of images. So what is overlapping? So once again I will say overlapping is, this is one picture, second picture, third picture, fourth picture, fifth picture, like this. And also again, if you take a side overlapping also, side also overlapping, we can take this is a flight line, flight flight line, or it is called a swath distance. We can call, we already said swath distance along flight line. This is a swath distance, exactly. This is a flight line, it's a opposite. This is a side, you can call it as a side overlapping. It's a length overlapping, so okay, you can take these images like this, okay. So again it will go flight like this, I will see it will flight like go this, and it will come like this, and it will go like this, and it will come like this, it will go like this, it will come like this. So how many number of photographs are required to get the exact information of that area? So based on the overlapping, how much exactly really we cover the exact, how much area we covered from one photograph. Really, if you taken really, so this is one photograph, this is, so like this you can just identify what is the exactly area of the one photograph. Total area divided by one photograph, you can get exactly. But exactly in reality, we will get the overlapping. So if you get the overlapping of the photographs, how many photographs are required? How many photographs are required to cover that area? We don't know. So how to calculate? Based on the how much overlapping of side and how much overlapping of length. So we will take it based on that overlapping. Really, how many number of photographs are required to cover that area? So what is a flight plan? What is exactly flight planning? So we will discuss tomorrow class. Okay, that's it. That is a flight planning. Why it is stereo vision is required. So how the images are incorporated in digital format, we don't want to discuss it because it's a high level technology. So you have an interest, you will go through later. Okay, this is just a basic understandings of everything. Second year, first year, it's basic understandings. Okay, that's it. Today's class is over. Next class we will go to the flight planning. Okay, that's it. And also stereo vision, parallax error, syllabus is not here there, but okay, we will cover how much we can, or how much we can understand. Okay, that's it. Otherwise I will show once again the syllabus. See, photographic surveying, see, introduction, basic concepts, perspective, geometry of the aerial photograph, relief and tilt displacement. So he said that only one line, it's a tilt displacement. But how can we cover directly tilt displacement without knowing the tilt photograph? What is the tilt scale? Tilt photo, what is the tilt photograph, tilt scale, everything we have to discuss it. But he directly gave the tilt displacement. So for the knowing of the tilt displacement, we have to discuss the tilt photographs, but it's a tilt photographic vision. The diagrams you can't understand directly within saying one line, two lines. It has some, everything is in three-dimensional view. So you know it. So for the just exactly for the vertical photograph only, I can't draw exactly on the paper. It's a tilt photograph, the positive image, negative image, gravity line, nadar line. So tilting, small tilting, everything you can incorporate it, then only you can draw diagram. But otherwise, you have an idea, na? So otherwise you can see the textbooks. Textbooks also you can't see, but you will later you will understand. But okay, I will get the tilt displacement formula. What is the value? What is that meaning? We will discuss later. And terrestrial photography also we will discuss later. But no one uses today. Almost no one. Everything is depend on aerial photography. Terrestrial photography is also there. Same. Everything is what is a what is aerial photograph also same. Terrestrial photograph also same scale, distance. Everything is there. We will go through terrestrial photography until distance spectrum is one class. So flight planning and stereoscopy. Someone say it will stereoscopy will come first and later flight planning. So why it is flight planning? Because of the stereoscopic vision. But some can't understand exactly the depth of the topic. They put this flight planning before and later stereoscopy is separate. Okay, ground control the same thing. So these topics are not find out anywhere. Aerial triangulation, radial triangulations, mapping, okay, but these are all useless topics. These are all useless topics, and also these are the three-dimensional digital image processing. Digital image processing, subtypes, CSC topics. We most probably we won't discuss these topics. These are the waste topics. Okay, basically this is the area. Okay, scale, heights, coordinates of the points on the ground, two-dimensional and three-dimensional. That's it. Later mapping using prints, so mapping using prints. These are all CSC topics. Okay. If we have find out the material, I will discuss it. Otherwise, nothing more to discuss. Because if you see any PDFs, if you see any PDFs regarding photogrammetry, any PDFs, there is no discussion of those topics. In our syllabus, someone write like what they saw in textbook headings. They put everything on the syllabus. So mostly those things are referred. What we discussed up to now and tomorrow, those are the importance. Remaining thing is are everything you can identify or understanding in the later stages. So see terrestrial photograph. Any PPTs you can find out from. So online you can just see this. What are the important later mapping techniques? Those are all in CSC topics, because we can see it's everything is now it's a digital images, not a manual images. Film images are gone. So those are all advanced topics, and I think in India also no one has good knowledge on this. Some IIT professors are making material. So nowadays no material is available on online. Everything. So okay, up to what? So see the vertical scales, relief displacements, tilt displacement. See, we will discuss that only one topic sometime. He just given directly heading, but he can't give the expression. We will give the expression also. Okay, we will give the expression also. So that's it. Nowhere they discussed stereo vision, flight planning, everything. So we will discuss it, flight planning, stereo vision. Okay, that's it. Today's class is just. If you have any doubts,